I believe in the power of the living God. Do you believe in the power of the living God? This is my candle. This is calling all the benevolent beings. Don't be afraid of my pentacles. Don't be afraid of my communications with spirit. You believe in the power of the living God. I believe in the power of the living God. And I am not talking about the one true God. I'm talking about the living God that is you, the creator God. If you believe you were born in the wrong body and you need the governments of man to slash you and to dice you and to give you pills so that you can be a better you, you're perfect just how you are. You're absolutely perfect. You don't need the governments of man. You don't need the pharmaceutical companies of mankind. All you need is your truth, your connection to spirit. Remove people from your life who don't believe your version of you. A lot of people who change their body surgically believe that they're being their true self. I understand that. And if that's who you believe you truly are without any input or any indoctrination of any kind, go for it. The thing is that how can we really have a life without any of that? We have these beliefs. We have these indoctrinations. In my day, it was like, this war on marijuana. I'm a Gen X, people used to say, oh, no, she don't want any marijuana because, she's no dare to do drugs or whatever, right? Before that, it was everybody get under the desk, there's going to be a bomb. Even in my early 20s, like, oh my God, the glaciers are melting. And I channeled information back then about the glaciers melting. And today it seems to be about this push in school to turn everybody gay, to turn everybody into hating their body. When we fought for same-sex marriage rights, our motto was no one was born in the wrong body. But now everybody's born in the wrong body, and the government and the medical system can fix it. And if you say no to that, then they will violently shut you up. It's misinformation. They call science something that you don't question. They've turned everything around into some sort of mirrored reality. But you're perfect just how you are. You were born perfect. You are perfect. And you don't need the governments of man to change that. And who am I even talking to? Because the people that are in that have so much self-hatred and so much self-loathing that they are willing to physically hurt their body and be on a lifetime of drugs from mankind to bring in joy, to bring in who they really are. And some of them do. I haven't met any. Those that I know that have transitioned are still just as depressed and miserable as they were before him. And now they're unhealthier. When we come to Earth, we choose genders. We choose the kind of life we want to experience. We choose our mission here. And we choose whether that's going to be as a male or a female. And so whatever individuals are going through to transition, that is their choice. That's part of their expression. But when they're interfering with other people's free will to do anything, which has been my experience as a lesbian, the trans movement has just been very, very mean to me. And I see it being mean to elders. It's not just about, I want to do my thing. It's I want to oppress you doing your thing. It's like all the religious oppression and all the oppression forever is coming back in this trauma wound of they're calling it LGBT quad, right? But it's nothing to do with us gays and lesbians. It's just mostly the violent push is men wanting rights to be women and women to sit down and shut up. And I don't understand it. That's nothing to do with what we fought for in the Pride movement. It's nothing to do with the values of Pride. It is an expression of a wound and a healing of humanity. And it's bringing a great rendering and a great reckoning. There's no way that a perfect baby born of God, of goddess, needs a Frankenstein approach for the medical system and the governments of man to chop it up and drug it for the rest of its life for it to feel okay, for it to be okay, for it to be a who, to be somebody that's loved and nurtured by themselves and their God. Someone that they're craving community, they're craving attention. They don't know spirit. They don't know how to get in touch with their true self. And that's translated to them as relying on big government and big pharma and distorting their body. You know, I fought for this in things like cancer. You know, some people would just cut off their breasts because I don't want to get cancer. My mom had cancer, right? When it's a whole body thing, right? I don't believe in that moving a body part is going to change your mind. And I've heard a lot of people say, you know, I feel this way and I have this stuff going on in my mind, so I'm going to change my body to match my mind. And I don't relate to that. I worked a lifetime to change my mind to match my body, my vehicle, to remove trauma, remove triggers, remove layers of pain, remove layers of my DNA that was not mine. It was my ancestors, to be the real me for me. I chose this gender. And though I've felt very male, and I felt like I've had male parts. I felt energetically that way because I brought it over from past lives. But I know that I'm sacred, and I would never try to distort or cut up my body to feel different. My mind, my mission is to be able to control my mind regardless of what big pharma says, big government says, the teacher says, your peer group, the new pride, whatever that is, with all of their letters of the alphabets and a flag for every mood. Whatever they're doing, I don't relate to spiritually. I don't believe that it is sacred to say, I was born in the wrong body, I'm going to chop it up, and I'm going to rely on big government and big pharma to make me whole. To me, that doesn't align with me spiritually. You can't convince me that it's sacred and that it's divine to change your body physically with a surgery knife and man-made medicine because you feel, you imagine it should be different. I knew a cutter once, right? And I was to babysit her like a weekend. She's an adult, but you know, just to watch over. And I asked her, like, why did she like to cut? She liked to cut herself because she couldn't, she felt numb. She felt so much pain in her life, and she didn't feel loved, and she didn't feel like she fit in. And you know, she's a psychic, and she's got all this stuff, and she's got all this hatred coming at her, and she just is numb. And her childhood was very traumatic, and so she cut herself because so she could feel something. And I don't know if that's related, but I do know that being born in the wrong body is nothing to do with being a gay or lesbian. Being born in the wrong body and cutting up your body and cutting off body parts and adding body parts like some sort of Frankenstein experiment is not what I was going to say what you chose to do before you came here. Maybe you did. Maybe you did. Obviously, you chose to experience that. You wouldn't be experiencing it. But to me, it's not sacred. And to me, the body you were born in is perfect and beautiful. To me, you're perfect and beautiful without big pharma, without cutting body parts off. To me, changing your mind and your heart and becoming whole with your true self is what's divinity. God bless you.